forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and also hit that bell for updates on videos and shenanigans by Smarvy Smart. Now enjoy the video.
What is going on, guys? Smarvy Smart. We're back here with another video. Another episode of Flash in the books, episode 19. We got some pretty good action. We got Captain Cole from Earth X, and we even got Earth X Laurel Lance in this episode, and even some good action from DeVoe. So without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and get the review going. So let's get in on this, man. So there is one thing I will say about Barry. Well, when it comes to him and Oliver, they both are kind of going through the same thing right now. You know, a lot of people have died because of these two. I mean, with Barry, Eddie, Ronnie, HR, with Oliver, Laurel Lance, his mother, William's mother. So one thing Oliver did, if you watch The Flash, any of my subscribers, and you don't watch Arrow, one thing Oliver has done is that he's gone back solo because he's tired of people dying because of him. And you know, Barry, I kind of feel like you should kind of do a little bit of the same thing. Go back to the original roots, because a lot of people have died because of you. I mean, not so much of Eddie and maybe Ronnie, but I mean, pretty much HR's death, I mean, had a lot to do with you. I mean, maybe if you should do like Oliver, go back to the original roots. Maybe if you would have just kept the original Team Flash and wouldn't have added all these members to the team, maybe you wouldn't have all this death on your hands. You know, I'm glad I said it. But, you know, I don't really remember you mourning Eddie and Ronnie's death. But apparently, Barry's did a bad job this episode of mourning Ralph's death. And he got it good. He got back to it, and he kind of mourned it at the end a little bit. But, I mean, all I have to say is, you wouldn't be going through this mess if maybe the original Team Flash would have just stayed that way. And maybe you wouldn't have added all these members. Glad I said it. Now, there is one thing I say about Harry Wells. Now, Harry Wells, when it comes to every Wells character, Eobard, Earth 2, HR, you know, all you guys are tremendous. You know, I love all you guys. Harry, yes, you are a very smart gentleman, but, you know, this team doesn't just rely on you for being smart, you know. And really, if you feel powerless, you need to really think about one guy, and that's HR. HR was kind of an idiot. And at the end of the day, it's when all hope was lost, he the one who figured out how to defeat Savitar. So, I mean, you don't have to be... I know we think about you. We think about, oh, you have to outsmart the opponent. But Harry, you know, if HR, who had no smarts at all, figured out how to defeat Savitar, I'm pretty sure you can pitch in without the helmet and help them figure out how to stop DeVoe. Well, actually, good luck with that. But you know what I mean. Come on, man. You can make a contribution to the team without being smart. If HR did it, trust me, you can do it too, man. So, am I the only one in this episode? And I know I'm kind of biased when it comes to Caitlyn. Am I the only one who really felt bad for her today? I mean, don't get me wrong. Without Killer Frost, Caitlyn has always been an excellent addition and member to the team. But it seemed like she just felt so powerless today without her powers. I mean, there was even a time where Barry turned around at her and was relying on her for help, and she just gave him a look like, Barry, I can't help you. I mean, that almost took my heart right out of my body. But, you know, I already knew that eventually Caitlyn and Killer Frost would become kind of conjoined and become to the point where they kind of need each other. I just didn't think it would be this soon. So by the end of the episode, Caitlyn really thinks that Killer Frost is still a part of her, even though DeVoe took the power away. So she's going to try to find a way to activate that power, and I wish her nothing but the best. But if you really want some help, you're going to have to do a lot better than Iris, Caitlyn. But I hope you find what you're looking for. And I really hope that we get Killer Frost back. I mean, come on, guys. Now, one thing I will say is between Earth 1, Earth 2, Laurel, you guys are weak compared to Siren X. I mean, it was really good to see Katie Cassidy in this episode. As always, she's doing a great job on Arrow, by the way, this season. But, you know, it seemed like this Laurel Lance knew how to use her power better than the other two combined. I mean, she could literally use sound waves to hear conversations miles away. I mean, it seems like she has her powers more developed, and she just knows how to use them a lot better than what the other two were doing. I mean, don't get me wrong. If she was on Earth 1 and she was what Oliver had to deal with, Oliver and his whole team would be dead. Because it really gets to me the fact that you have these metahuman powers, but yet Earth 1 and Earth 2 Laurel both like to use combat skill. Don't get me wrong. You might have great combat, but if I had that power, I would never throw a punch. I would just scream and watch you die. And that's exactly what this Earth X Laurel, aka Siren X as they call her, was doing. I really was enjoying, and I think this is probably the most powerful meta with that specific power that we've seen out of all the Laurels. So it was great that we got a chance to see a loyalist from the Earth X Nazis, and I hope we get to see a little more of her maybe down the road. So yeah, that was pretty cool. I mean, it was good to see that someone with that power knows how to use it to its fullest abilities. And I'm going to go ahead and get honest with you guys. By the end of the season, I seriously think that Marlize is going to end up turning on DeVoe. I mean, mainly because he just seems like he doesn't want or need her anymore. I mean, she's just there. He doesn't want her advice. He seems to think he knows every variable. I mean, for the first time, I seriously figured out a weakness of DeVoe. He knows all the variables and math and technology smarts. But when it comes to the conscious and psychological mind, DeVoe just doesn't seem to know how his opponent is going to react. He didn't even know Barry was going to have flashbacks of Ralph during that fight. So it seems to me that DeVoe may be the smartest man in the multiverse. But when it comes to the psychological smarts, he seems to be a step behind, and it kind of costed him this episode. But guys, I'm not going to talk a hole in your head. So, a pretty good episode of The Flash. It had great suspense, even some good action in it. I guess you can thank Siren X, aka Earth X Siren, and Earth X Captain Cole for that. So guys, and also some great reflecting on Ralph. So I guess I give the episode maybe a 7 out of 10. So yes, once again, an okay episode. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this little review that I put together. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And for more videos about The Flash, hit that subscribe button. Stay out of trouble, guys.